This new TikTok challenge is absolutely insane. It's called the Borg challenge, where Borg stands for Blackout Rage Gallon. Now that sounds like an incredibly safe and responsible challenge. Basically, a bunch of college kids are running around with this gallon of essentially alcohol. They make this mixture of essentially electrolytes, vodka, and food coloring, and they call it a Borg.
It's the latest drinking craze.
Pirates Borg for me.
College kids are partying with gallon-sized jugs that they call a Borg. Borg stands for Blackout Rage Gallon.
My name is Captain Borg. I eat naughty Borg.
And too many of them are winding up in the ER.
I think the combined IQ of pretty much every person I saw in that clip is -5. I've probably said this like a million times by now, but we are actually evolving just backwards. Who would have thought that drinking a gallon of alcohol would land me in the hospital? That is just shocking information. Why is every TikTok challenge nowadays something exceedingly dangerous? Why not I make the challenges, you know? Write your mom a sweet letter of gratitude challenge. Why not volunteer at the local homeless shelter challenge? That one would be a good one. No, we gotta have infuse my blood and heart with alcohol challenge. This is one of my favorite quotes, by the way. Borg so hard, call it Borgin failure. I love the organ failure challenge. That's just my favorite TikTok challenge. You've got to be kidding me. These are like full-grown college adults. You know, they're gonna be in the workforce in just a couple of years. Your doctor is gonna be borging mid-shift, bro. You're in like a coma. You'll just start borging in the middle of it, like, hey, TikTok challenge.
Last weekend, 46 students at the University of Massachusetts at Amherst were hospitalized during a pre-St. Patrick's Day Borg challenge.
Just in Borg, man.
It could be, you know, a recipe for disaster if you're drinking a lot of alcohol in large volumes over a quick period of time.
While I appreciate them interviewing a doctor and an expert in the field, I don't think the Borg challenge needed any explanation, honestly. A gallon of all alcohol is pretty self-explanatory. I feel like at this point, this is just natural selection doing its work, honestly. I'm genuinely so glad that I've never drank alcohol and probably never will. I don't know about you guys, but just the thought of not being in control of my actions just like really terrifies me. And listen, I'm not like a health expert or anything. I really don't like to preach about this stuff, but people really think that alcohol, even in like moderation, is okay, but it's actually not. Like, alcohol is essentially poison. There is like no amount that is actually good for you. Just letting you guys know, please don't ever be peer pressured into drinking alcohol or something, because especially at these amounts and consuming it this quickly, you're just bound to end up in the hospital. And just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean it's okay. I think we've established this on this channel. Humanity is stupid.
Good morning, Spring Breakers.
And now with spring break underway,
Bob's Burgers.
many are concerned that Borging could promote binge drinking.
Morgan.
How-to videos are all over TikTok.
I'm gonna show you how I make my Borg.
Okay, so before you look at how this toxic chemical waste is made, I just gotta point out that this was apparently being done for St. Patrick's Day. Now, I'm not too familiar with the holiday or anything, but from what I understand, it's a religious holiday commemorating the death of St. Patrick. So essentially, people just celebrate Irish culture. Now, while I know that Irish culture is associated with drinking, I think it's pretty stupid to boil down the entire holiday to mindlessly dropping yourself in the hospital. Apparently, there's so much more to it. Like, you can celebrate it in so many different ways. You can go to the parades, music, eating special foods, dancing, celebrating just with a lot of green stuff. I just don't think you need to get blackout drunk in the name of a holiday. Now, again, before I show you this, disclaimer, do not do this.
They buy gallon-sized water jugs like this, then add vodka or rum, a color sweetener, and an electrolyte supplement to help avoid hangovers.
Oh yeah, that's the problem in this situation, the hangovers. It's so intelligent for you to add that electrolyte supplement. I'm sure it's become a healthy drink now. Why are you out here making scuffed alcoholic Gatorade, you absolute morons? How will this ever end well? How is this you celebrating a holiday, landing yourself in the hospital, and doing serious damage to your organs? You know, I gotta say, like, the last people I saw running around with like gallon jugs were those, you know, meathead gym goers, right? Who couldn't just have a regular 1 liter bottle. They needed a gallon at the gym because apparently they're having a 15-hour session over there, right? There's no actual reason to ever carry like a gallon jug or anything. I think it's completely brain damage because you're probably going to ingest too many fluids in too short of a time. And you're probably going to need to pee a lot. So, and because it's alcohol, I don't know if it dehydrates you or anything. So this can't be good. Honestly, at this point, it really feels like I'm looking at a dystopian generation. I genuinely feel for you guys who have to grow up in the midst of this.
Add some liquid IV so we don't get hungover.
Shake it up.
Taste test.
They even write clever slogans on the jars. This woman recorded herself seemingly getting more and more wasted.
I'm in mine. I'm halfway through my board.
I finished my Borg.
That is probably the most American thing I've ever seen. Emma over here is definitely a product of the TikTok generation. I love the clever slogans, by the way. X marks the Borg. What does that even mean? You mean like X marks the spot, like, you know, sunken treasure? But like, how is that related at all to Borging? What? Are you sure this is clever, or did the reporter drink a Borg as well?
Dr. Tucker Woods of Lenox Hill Hospital in New York says it's important to know your limits when you're mixing a Borg.
Even though the name is Blackout Rage Gallon, that has its shock value. That should never be your intention. I want to make that clear from the get-go.
I think you gotta be asymptotically low IQ to even attempt the Borg challenge. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, it's like ingrained into Western culture that the only way to have a good time is to get drunk. You know, just lose control of your mind, have disgustingly high blood alcohol levels, and disappoint your entire family by showing up on the local news like this. You know, I said this before and a lot of people got mad, but I'm gonna say it again. If you can't have fun without alcohol, you are genuinely just not a fun person. You can call me Boomer Pegasus or whatever, but I mean, I'm not on a hospital bed, am I? Just to clarify, I'm not saying like remove it from your diet entirely, although that would be ideal. I understand it's pretty hard to quit if you have an addiction to alcohol or there's a lot of peer pressure around you with all these idiotic college kids telling you to drink. But just know that when you indulge in something like alcohol, it's never a good thing. You can always have like a healthy equivalent and it would always be better, right? And I understand that. Even with alcohol, it's one of those things that I never really understood because I hear that it doesn't even taste good. In fact, it tastes pretty bad. So I think people do it for the, I don't know, lack of mental control and the dopamine high you get or something. But I don't know, man, just swap it out for like a regular orange juice. Have some G Fuel, you know, join the club. Those aren't perfect either, but I can pretty much guarantee you it's definitely better than alcohol. There's just so many better ways to live, and honestly, I just prefer my kidneys not failing.
Ooh. The less alcohol, the better. And he says drinking too much too fast can have dire consequences.
No, are you kidding me? SpongeBob and Patrick. Why? Why is that on your Borg? How is that like related in any capacity? You guys know how much I love SpongeBob. It's pretty much in every single video. I find a way to sneak some meme in there all the time. Click this video or I'm doing the Borg challenge, bro. I can't take it anymore. I might as well.